Welcome to the Laughing Through the Tears podcast. Welcome to the Laughing Through the Tears podcast.
Welcome back to the Laughing Through the Tears podcast with your host,
Michelle
and Janet. It's been a long 2-week hiatus.
A long 2 week, but it was very much necessary.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm glad to be back though.
Same.
But I don't know what I would have done if we still had to film the podcast and go through the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That would have been a lot. So
we need to center ourselves.
Our chakras are aligned.
Third eye
right
is open.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for coming back to our channel. We're back. And hopefully you like our new segments that we'll be introducing as time goes on. And yeah, it's just good to be back.
Yes, it is.
Tell the people what you've been up to.
I've been home. I've been doing like research on like what I can do to, put on the podcast, how we can mix it up, make it more fun, which we both been doing, how to, instead of, what's the word that we use? When we just freestyle it?
Improv.
Yeah, instead of improving, being more prepared.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing. And yeah.
You're still going to get a lot of improv though, just because...
Just kind of comes with the territory.
That's who we are.
Yeah. Okay,
we just like roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Just like we laugh through the tears, we also roll through the punches.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's what's gonna happen here. But yeah, so not that you asked me, but let me tell the people what I've been up to.
I was gonna ask. You want to start over? What have you been up to, Michelle?
Parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, like baby showers, birthday parties, lots of doctor's appointments. Lots of work. Thank God, but work has been crazy. We still have our 9 to 5s.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot.
It has been.
But hopefully things settle down now that we are here.
Hopefully, but can't control it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, on my end, just a whole bunch of family stuff.
Yeah.
Going out, St. Patty's. I didn't even have a green beer. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wasn't in the mood. But I had a spiced apple
you were
mule.
bitching about a green beer like forever.
I just wanted to go out, Vicky. I just wanted to go out.
Take a shot.
I just wanted to go out, Janet. I wanted to have a good time. So we did. I had a spiced apple mule. I had like 3 of them. And then I had another drink, which was really gross. But the spiced apple mule was crack. It was so good. So, yeah.
And we tried our first lemon drop drink.
Oh, yeah, we went to Chili's.
And they have the lemon drop margaritas. It's very lemony.
I liked it. I also had a strawberry
too.
Marg.
Yeah, but you're a little bit of an alcoholic.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I love those drinks. I know they're like, well, Applebee's are a little bit more sugary, not as alcoholic. But I love those fun month drinks that they have. And they're usually pretty cheap, so go have a cocktail at Applebee's or Chili's.
Yeah.
The Marg was $6.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. So, yeah. So that was fun. And with lots of parties going on. And people inviting people and whatnot. I wanted to talk about just like one thing and just make the people know what's not okay and what's not okay, what is okay and what's not okay. So with that, producers, please run the intro to our new segment.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take several seats because this is an important, probably not so important public service announcement.
I don't think it's okay if I have to reach out to you to know when something is happening, if and when something is happening. And maybe that's my own problem too, that I'm such a control freak that I feel like I need to let it be, you know? So I understand that, but 2 weeks in advance to invite people to anything is very disrespectful. That's my first announcement.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
How in advance do you want a notice?
A month minimum.
It might be a you thing.
No.
I think 2 weeks is good. I think a week is like a slap in the face.
2 weeks is right there, homie. How many times have I not invited you to things more than 2 weeks in advance? And surprisingly, you've had things to do.
That's true.
Yeah, 2 weeks is not enough anymore. You got to do a month in advance. Our cousin, last time, she invited me to her son's party 2 months in advance. And I'm like, she's getting a fruit basket for Christmas, for sure. So, first one, you do not invite people 2 weeks ahead of time. You do it at least a month. Sorry, not sorry.
Ladies, it is okay to fart in front of your boyfriends. Let it out. I saw an article where this lady got dragged to the hospital because she had so much gas that she held in. Just let it loose. If they can't love you for your pedos, they don't love you at all.
You're sick. Okay. Along with farts, actually, the next thing is the zap feeling that you feel in your asshole when you're on your period is completely normal. Normal, but not normal. Normal as it is a side effect, you know, for your period. Normal as in, why did anybody think it was a good idea to insert that feeling of a sharp knife being shoved in your asshole while you're on your period? Like, who thought that was a good idea? I'm bleeding. Isn't that enough for me to know? Hey, I'm a woman and I'm not pregnant.
This is becoming TMI. But I think that's more common with people who have IUDs.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I need to ask around.
Yeah, because
let us know.
I never used to get, like, I was never prone to cramps until I got the IUD.
Are you saying the zapping your asshole is IUD related, or are you saying cramps in general?
I think it's an IUD side effect, but who knows? You don't want to know, because there are some people who don't have anything and they just get it real bad.
Yeah.
But I didn't start getting those side effects until I got the IUD.
I've always had really bad cramps when I would get my period, but I don't remember ever feeling something getting shoved in my asshole. Like, I remember my uterus just, like, you know, just dying.
They're like, this is where the hiatus took you guys.
Sorry, guys. Hey, man, everybody needs to know. What I was like that, too. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this feeling? When I got those cramps again, while on my IUD, because for a long time I wasn't getting my period, one time she mentioned it. She mentioned her feeling that in her asshole, and I had not said anything. I'm like, oh my gosh, is that normal? I thought it was just me. And she's like, yes, it's normal. Maybe there's a girl out there, there's a woman out there wondering if her feeling like Jason is behind her shoving a knife in her ass.
Now imagine getting that zap and then holding in your pedo. Extra pain.
I don't think those feelings combine.
Oh, they combine.
Really?
I think so.
You held in your pedo and also felt like maybe it's the knife shoving the pedo inside you. I don't know if it's an IUD thing. If you felt it and you're not on the IUD, let us know. Maybe it's just a normal thing. We just started getting it now. I have no idea. And also, period shits are fucking real.
Oh my god, Michelle.
What? I think everybody knows that one. We won't get too much into detail. But just know, ladies, the zapping your asshole, totally normal.
Oh, it's normal.
Anyways, anything else you wanted to announce?
No.
Okay. So I've been watching a lot of podcasts and, you know, just trying to keep in with what's going on when I have downtime. I did start reading again. Maybe next time I'll talk about my new book. But one of the podcasts that I was watching is the Call Her Daddy podcast. We've talked about it before. She had Monica Lewinsky on her pod. So Monica Lewinsky is a name that I was born in 91, okay? it's a name that I had heard, you know, growing up, but I never understood who she was, nor did I care enough to know who she was.
Same. I always heard a reference of Monica Lewinsky, but I never questioned like who she was.
Yeah.
I was born in 95, but I did hear about her.
Yeah, and I did notice probably like in my late teens that whenever I would hear her name, it was in a jokingly way, and it always came from men, and it was like sexual jokes. And then finally in my early 20s, I learned that she was famous for having an affair with Bill Clinton.
Boom, boom, boom.
In 95. So, if you don't know, Bill Clinton, Mr. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton's husband,
Former president.
was the president of the United States in the 90s. I don't know the exact years. But point is, this happened. She had an affair with Bill Clinton between 95 and 97, which is why we didn't know at the time. One, we were raised by Mexican parents, so we were busy dancing to Selena. We weren't talking about Bill Clinton getting it on in the fucking Oval Office. But I found it really interesting. Like, I had always wanted to know more about her, but I just never, I don't know. The tea was hot, though. Go watch the episode. The tea was hot. And she was just talking about, you know, that situation, basically.
It was so fucked up.
It was fucked up. She was basically saying how she was definitely, like, attacked. She was called every name. Shame. There you go. She was called every name in the book. The main joke that I would hear are, like, things that she gave him head.
Yeah, it sounds like they didn't have intercourse, but that went on for 2 years. You're telling me you only gave that man head?
Yeah, well, that's what she, on the Call Her Daddy podcast, she said, that's what, so he got impeached.
The first president to get impeached.
He lied under oath, and they heard phone calls, and that's how they knew that, one, she was giving head in the...
But they weren't bumping uglies?
But there's also proof that there was sexual intercourse.
Oh, okay.
So that is why you know, he got impeached, because he lied under oath. Because originally he was denying the fact that they had any sexual type of intercourse.
I did not have sex with her.
Yeah, so she does admit, she's like, I know I was wrong. She was 22. Let's call this out. She was young.
He was 49.
47, no?
Oh, whatever.
Well, 49 by the time it ended.
Yeah, late 40s. Like, who really is in the wrong here? Yes, she was wrong, because she was old enough to know better, but he was a grown fucking man.
Yeah.
And who out of the both of them was married? Him. And I don't get why she was the one getting attacked and not him.
Well, you know, and it kind of, it's always the woman, and I think that was her point. Like, she knew, like, she said, I understand what I did was wrong. I understand that women are going to attack me because he was married, right? But it's like he got nothing. Like, if anything, she said she felt bad that he was getting impeached. She felt bad that she did that to him. Like, the guilt.
Did that to him.
The guilt, you know, that she felt because she did care about this man, and, you know, she felt like she had inconvenienced him. But he was the one that was gaslighting her, you know, and as the older person, I believe it.
Yeah. I want to know if she has daddy issues, because why did you go out, like, how? Whatever. I
can see it, dude. Like, I feel like Bill Clinton was very charming back in his day.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
She was an intern there, and she said that, you know, he started being nice to her, giving her gifts.
The part that got me, like, really was when she told a former employee that was going on. I'm like, girl, why would you tell anyone in the workplace, especially when you guys work for the White House, that you're having an affair with the president, especially if she sees that you're getting, like, more gifts, you're
treatment.
getting, better treatment. Like, obviously she's gonna have some type of envy towards you and try to get you fired. Like, that, I don't understand that.
Yep. And so that affair had been going on for 2 years. Nobody knew. And then she made the mistake of, mistake and not mistake, right? Of telling this coworker that she had been having an affair. And that's how it got out, because she went to go tell
Yeah, and it just bothers me that people were blaming her and, like, doing this. Like, I feel like 22 to 24 is still kind of a gullible age. No offense. It just kind of is, I feel like. Like, you're still, like, not... The screws are not completely tightened. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. We were all 24 once, you know?
My screws were not screwed.
Yeah, same. And it's just, like, I don't know. It's, like, what did they think the end game was here? Like, how'd you think this was gonna end? Because he's married. Like, I can understand an average guy telling his mistress, I'm gonna leave my wife, I'm gonna do this, and believing it, right? Mm-hmm. But this is the president, a guy who's in the spotlight. Girl, he isn't, and you don't want to be known either as the person who broke up the president and the first lady.
Yeah.
Like, what was going through your head?
Homie wanted to get ahead in the Oval Office.
And how did this not come out sooner? Because isn't it the White House under surveillance, like, 24/7?
Clearly not. Maybe now it is. I just know that, like, with the fuckery going on right now in the White House, it seems like, I know at the time, like, in the 90s, I'm sure this was big shit. But honestly, like, now you're looking back at it and you're like, oh, that was light work. Bill Clinton getting it on in the White House compared to what's going on now. I'm sorry, it seems like light work.
It's so contradicting. Because now we have a president who, his slogan, like, oh, just grab her by the pussy.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And didn't he have an affair with Omarosa?
I don't know about that.
I don't know if that was... there was something going on there.
I mean, granted, he bribed Stormy Daniels. That's what I'm saying. Like, well, she did say in the podcast that she feels like the older generation is the one that went really hard on her. That it was our generation that actually was like, that's not okay how you were treated. Yes, you made a mistake, but that wasn't okay, like, how that happened. And he got no shame. Granted, he got impeached, but because he got caught.
But he's still considered the man.
Right. And so, you know, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. I can see that, because I can see a bunch of wives being mad at her because she was the mistress. But it's like, at the end of the day, your husband is the one that owes you the loyalty, not the mistress. And to all the mistress people there, I'm not having your back. I'm just saying, you're wrong too. Yeah. But if you should be mad at anyone, it should be your partner.
Yeah, it should be equal here, is what we're saying. But yeah, I feel like a lot of our newer generation, they're more aware of, you know, the flaws here and whatnot. Like, okay, that's not okay, but that's also not okay.
They're more woke.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what she said. It's just your generation is the one that picked up. And granted, a lot of people who are this generation, they're not pro of what's going on right now in the White House. Let's just say that. So,
damn. And Hillary Clinton still was brave enough to, like, run for presidency. Poor woman, man.
So, knowing how much people are, like, savages these days, something told me, go to Hillary Clinton's Instagram. And I went on her Instagram. I went back 4 or 5 weeks prior to that interview to her post just to see what was, you know, happening. Does she post him? Does she not post him? And it was an older post. People had comments in there from before the interview even came out saying, do you still taste Monica Lewinsky in his mouth? Yeah.
That's so rude.
And you would think, like, okay, the interview probably, like, you know, brought everything back out to, like, this was before the podcast
so
came
people
out.
are still talking about it.
Absolutely.
Like, she's an innocent bystander here. From what I know, I mean, I don't know if Hillary said it threw any shots on Monica Lewinsky. I mean, at the end of the day, she has every right. But and behind closed doors, she's probably throwing shots at her husband, too. Which I think is the right way to do it.
I think so. Hillary Clinton looks like she's about that life.
Yeah, and, you know, you can't fault her for staying with her man. It's hot out here. You know, we can all say that we would leave. But would you? Would you? Have you? Who's sleeping on the couch right now? Exactly.
Yeah. So I just found that really interesting, just like that whole situation. Like, I always wanted to know about it, and, you know, I'm like, maybe there's people out there that always knew and wanted to know, but didn't want to take the time to research.
That was wild, dude. I am far from a feminist. Shout out to all my feminists out there, but I'm just not. But that was fucked up. That was fucked up.
Yeah, I agree. The whole situation was shitty, but one thing that, you know, it's just the reason why also I wanted to bring more light to it is because it's always the woman getting the shit end of the stick. And I'm not saying the woman's in the right here, okay? No. But like in Latin culture, okay, Ángel Aguilar and Cristian Nodal.
So get me started.
Those are two Mexican singers and a whole lot of drama there, okay? Similar but not similar stories, but point is they're going in on the girl. They've been going in for a good reason. And now Kazoo came out with a song. Ooh, I did hear it. But I feel whatever. I liked it. She has the right to react however she wants to react. I think she reacted very respectfully. She kept shut for a long time. Yeah, she did, until that bitch came out with an interview like saying, "We're all united." No, bitch. You guys are not. So, the reason why I bring that up is because Ángel Aguilar, being the mistress in this situation, now the wife, she is the one getting all the backlash, again, for a good reason. But nobody's talking about Mr. Short Man, Disgusting Man himself. I think the difference with this is Ángela Aguilar is putting herself out there and talking about the situation. Monica Lewinsky hid, from what I know, and didn't speak about it until like 10 years later. Well, because the FBI and the SWAT team were on. Exactly. So I can more understand why they're going in on Ángela than Monica Lewinsky. And at the end, I still feel like Monica Lewinsky is getting the worst end of it between the both. Yeah, but my point is, why doesn't the man get similar? At least similar. They don't get the same energy at all. I think it just goes back to people being men will be men, boys will be boys. And it's just like, no, that needs to stop because it's not okay. It's not. It's not. And it's a bullshit ass saying too, because boys will be boys. Then what is, you're not raising a man. Why do people not raise men anymore? Yeah. Exactly. Like, I'm like, that's just what, like, gets to me. I'm like, nobody's really talking about him and how he's done girls dirty before. How he left his girlfriend with a child and, you know, went for this girl that he had been. I think they are talking about it. But yes, they're throwing it more at him. They're throwing it more at her. At her. But I think it's also because of her parents. Yeah. Because they're legendary. Fuck that. Give the man the same fucking energy. I don't give a fuck what fucking family. He's still selling out fucking arenas and shit. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna call her every name in the book, call him every name in the book too. That's true. That's just it. But I don't know if we'll ever get to a point that will happen. Yeah. I mean, literally, like 90s, 2025. Well, going into the 30s. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the same thing. Like, you know, going back to Monica Lewinsky, she was talking about how she was at the mall and then she just got surrounded by the FBI, the SWAT team, and they put her in a room. That's how she found out that this had gone out. So that's traumatizing. It is, because she's never been married. She's never had kids. I think she did. Oh. She was married for like 7 years. Oh, really? Yeah. I swear I looked it up and it said that she had never been married. She has no kids for sure, but I did read that she was married to someone for like 7-8 years, I think. And she talked about how she tried dating and stuff like that, and there is some people who kind of would look at her as like a mistress and not take her seriously, and that's like not okay, because now she's a grown-ass woman. Yep. You know, none of us are the same people that we were when we were in our early 20s. And if you are, you got to check that out. But it's just not cool. And you know what, though? Like, you know, she talks about how, like, she was shamed on her looks. Like, oh, she didn't look beautiful enough to be with the president. And fine. Let's say she was not the prettiest person. Let's say, right? She aged. Homegirl's pushing 50 and she looks poppin'. She aged beautifully. Yeah. She looks great. She's a beautiful old. I was like, for a white woman, she looks good. Damn, homie. I'm sorry, but she looks good. She looks beautiful. I was even like, that was rude. I'm sorry. Is that the same person that, you know, like, I don't. Was she not popping back then? I think she looks better now. I mean, yeah. I look better now than right. you know,
Yeah,
my early 20s.
for
Absolutely. Sure. You know, and I hope that I continue to get better with age. So, you know, the style was also different back then. Very. But I think she looks better now. I was like, is this really the woman who... And I Googled her because I'm like, oh, I'm not... She's so beautiful, in my opinion. And she looks great for being in her 50s.
And can I just mention, I love that the Call Me Daddy podcast refers to her, like, fans as Daddy Gang. Dude, I love that. I want to be a part of that gang.
And then, like, her intro, she goes... This is, I think, don't quote me on this part, but she goes, this is Alex Cooper. This is the Call Her Daddy podcast, something like that. Your founding father. And I'm like, wow. Love that. That's powerful, yeah. But yeah, really good watch. If you want to, like, go and get some more tea, I would go watch it just to.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Back to that, I just don't understand why the FBI went to her. Why was she getting pressed about it? Why did she have to wear the wire? Like, why didn't they just, like, do their own investigation around the White House?
Because they're not going to do that to the president, because then he's going to know. He's the one that's, like, the president. He swore. Yeah. You know?
Alright, well... I did watch the Gabriel Union one interview that you told me to watch. Yeah. And I really enjoyed that one. Because I feel... go back to a few episodes when I was like... When Wendell was like, I would maintain you. And I was like, fuck you. You know? It is hard to give up all that vulnerability to their significant other. And granted, it's not the same because Dwayne Wade is like fucking bank, you know?
He's like, I think he's like a minority owner for the Jazz.
Yeah. You know, but like, it's just so hard to like, when you're raised to have your own money, be able to afford everything on your own and don't rely on anyone, but then you kind of just get tired of it and you want someone to take care of you, you know? Like, I was just like, damn. That's a hard one.
Yeah, so if you don't know, if you didn't know, or if you haven't heard, so Gabriel Union, everybody knows Gabriel Union.
Beautiful.
Miss Bring It On.
Flawless.
Burr. It's cold in here.
There must be some toros in the atmosphere.
That one.
Yeah.
She's been in Bad Boys 2. Yeah, 2.
And Eve.
Yep. So, yeah. Gabriel Union, aging like fine wine, another woman. So I think it was a couple years ago. So she had talked about how she's all about the 50-50 in her household. 50-50. And at the time, I think the impression that everyone got was it was just financial. That it was 50-50. The reason why it was 50-50 is because they had gotten into an argument. One day, her and her husband, Dwayne Wade, Mr. Miami Heat, and he told her, no, I pay the bills in this house, so whatever I say goes.
I didn't know that. See, now if they would have told me that, best believe my ass would have said 50-50 for sure, or I would have dipped.
So, you know, she was like, at that point, she was trying to justify what she was saying. And what she said was like, oh, it's 50-50. I said, I'm going to do 50-50. You're not ever going to have that over me ever again. And so while she was trying to justify it to the interviewer, she was like, it works out for both of us that we do 50-50 because she takes care of multiple households in her family. He takes care of multiple people in his family. So to her, she was saying how going 50-50 on the house is another favor to both of them. And we all know that was a bitch-ass lie, okay? And maybe that's how she was trying to justify it at the moment.
To make herself feel better.
Yeah, I totally get it. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, if you're a man, if your partner is a provider. Yeah, if your partner is a provider and they tell you something like that, any person that's capable of working and has any sense of pride, any feeling of pride. Nah, homie, let's do this shit fucking 50-50. You ain't never gonna punk my ass like that. Fuck that.
You better put your big girl panties on and better start looking for jobs, because fuck no. Hell no.
I'm not taking that.
Especially her, because she's put in years into her career. She was like the it girl for the longest, and she's still that bitch. And you're gonna talk to her like she's just some average fucking music video fucking girl, just fucking, you know, no disrespect, but she's not that.
She's Gabriel Union.
Yeah, she fucking is.
Yeah. So
oh no.
I was hella heated, and I remember telling Lenny about this, you know, before we moved in. We were just, I was hot, and I needed to let him know why I thought that was wrong. He made her feel little, and that's not okay. I know plenty of women who are the bread makers and breadwinners in their family. It goes the same way. If the woman were to tell the... First of all, it would be a much bigger deal. Mm-hmm. People would be outraged. But if a woman were to tell the man, no, I pay the bills here, I'm the breadwinner here, so whatever I say goes, you kill the man. The man wouldn't know what to do. It would be horrible. So it goes both ways. You don't do that. A real provider, a real man... Are you providing for you? Just you? No. You're a provider because you're providing for your family. Okay? So whatever goes through me goes through my husband. Whatever goes through him goes through me as well. Like, that's how it fucking goes. And that's how I believe it should go. So to me, that was a punk ass move. So that was years ago. Fast forward to the clips I sent you. And... she brought, I don't know if she got asked, I don't remember, but she was talking about, you know, that viral moment where the 50-50 conversation happened. She looked like she was in a much better space. I could sense, like, the healing that they both had done. She was talking about how, she's like, at the time, honestly, I wasn't just talking about financially. I was talking about emotionally, spiritually, everything. I was going 50-50. And to me as a woman, the way I took it was she didn't have that trust. Because like you said, letting go of that that's vulnerability to another level. Like, letting someone else take care of you.
And let's say she was already like giving that vulnerability to him, and then he says that. You just made me backtrack 1,000 times more. And now it's going to take a longer process for you to get that shit back.
Because you have trauma. Mm-hmm. You have trauma, and you opened up to this person, and they tell that to you. It's like putting salt to a wound.
Like one of your biggest fears.
You're her husband. Like, you're supposed to be the one that she trusts. Like, that's not okay. Mm-hmm. But she said that, you know, she got to the point where she was like, okay, I need to start opening back up, because in all reality, anybody who's in a relationship, there's times where I don't even have 20% to give to anybody. My fiance is there to give that extra 80%. Sometimes he's not all the way there, so I gotta, like, you know, put in a little more work. This is emotionally, this is just in general. We're not talking even about finances. It's just in general. You're not always there. As a duo, you gotta, like, kind of work off of each other. And that's what she was saying, is that she realized financially, not financially, there's never 50-50. It's never 50-50. You can try to make it 50-50, but
it's unrealistic.
It's unrealistic.
Yeah, it is. I remember talking to a coworker, and she said, I just want someone who's gonna, like, meet me halfway. And I'm like, they'll be able to meet you halfway every now and then, but once things get seriously, it's not realistic, because there's gonna be times where you can only give this much and that person can only give that much. Like, when it comes to, like, me and Wendy, I have a stepdaughter, right? And for, like, the longest time, she was more of, like, the disciplinary, because that is her biological daughter, and I just didn't feel right being the person who, like,
Yeah, that's
lectures
someone
her.
else's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, then time went on and she started referring to me as mom too, and I could see that it was also draining Wendy. Like, if you're gonna commit to that position, you're gonna commit. Mm-hmm. And it's not, and if I can tell that she only has like 10% in her right now, and my stepdaughter's probably doing the most, I need to step in. And every time it happens, I do tell her, I'm like, I hate that I have to do this. And still to this day, it doesn't feel right, but it's something that you have to do. Because it's not okay that I'm going to be the fun parent, I'm going to be, you know, this, and that, when all she's going to be known for is the disciplinary. Yeah. You have to meeting them halfway is meeting them to the percentage that they're at and filling the rest of it. That's what that means to us. Because it's not 50-50. 50-50 is not realistic.
It's not.
And if it is, cool. Well, tell us your secrets. But I just don't think it's for everyone.
Yeah, because you can have 50-50 financially. It's not going to be 50-50 at home. Especially if you have kids. Like, and if you are able to make that work, let us know. Because I don't see how that's ever 50-50. And I think it does impact you more when you do have kids. Mm-hmm. You know, I think our life is with no kids is a little different, but regardless, like, even now, I don't feel like it's 50-50 in our household ever. I mean, maybe sometimes, but you know, we can get down to the nitty gritty, but who has time to do that shit?
Like, maybe there's people who cleans more, or does this, or does the heavy lifting, or like, it's like everyone has their things that they do.
They all have their roles. And that role can, like...
And if that works for you, cool. Don't let no bitch tell you that you're doing shit wrong. Because not everyone's household is the same. And it shouldn't be. Because then it'd be bland as fuck.
Yeah. But it was good to hear her talk. Because you could tell they had grown from that. And one thing that pissed me off, because they were also talking about it on the Breakfast Club. And the boys were, like, talking shit. Because she was, like... You know, she was talking about how it wasn't just 50-50, like, financially. It was just 50-50 in general. And then she's like, I came to my senses, and, you know, he's an ex-NBA player, and da-da-da-da. Like, why shouldn't he pay the mortgage? And she told him, like, you should pay for that. And he was like, well, you're the one that wanted this to happen. And I wish maybe she did tell him something, but in my head, I'm like, yes, I did want it to happen because you put me in that situation where you made me feel little. That's why. We've grown. Let's move on. You want to be the provider. You want to be the protector. All right, homie. Put on those big boy pants. Let's go. And, but the boys on the Breakfast Club, they were like, it's because she saw that mortgage payment and she didn't want to, like, pay for it anymore. I'm like, you guys do not fucking listen. She literally broke it down to you guys, and you guys still... She's Gabriel Union. Of course she's not going to be able to afford as much as the ex-NBA player, but she's Gabriel fucking Union. Like, she can still afford shit more than fucking us and be okay. Like, that was so unnecessary. I'm like, they were still, like, laughing, like, it was because, yeah, you try paying all the bills when they... Homie, anybody can do that.
Yeah, like
really.
like Birdman said, put some respect on her name.
Yeah, anybody can do that. You think us normal women, average citizens over here, if we wanted to, boom, pay that shit on lockdown. Like, it's not a fucking problem. It takes more work, but you know, if you're capable of working, it's not a problem. Will your lifestyle change a little bit? Probably. But it's Gabriel fucking Union. I was like, the disrespect. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you guys don't get it. Like, no. You guys, she literally broke it down to you. And maybe they were just clowning her, but, like, that really pissed me off.
It had to take so much healing for her to even open that back up again to be an option. Because I don't think that would ever be an option to me ever again at that point. Maybe because I'm still a little, you know, prideful. But it's... And... Even if she did have to rearrange her lifestyle, she would still be living good.
Hell yeah. That's why I'm like, I that was so annoying when they said that. It's like, listen to what she's saying. Like, and if you ever put your woman or man in that situation, listen to them. Okay? Like, it's more than just like the money. There's a bigger problem underneath there, and bigger problem would be emotional. Like, that's big. That's bigger than money, honestly.
I think it's just men really do go by that they're the protector, they're the provider. But who holds down your house? Who holds down your kids while you're over here providing and protecting? Like, you don't do this on your own, and you could definitely not do it all by yourself. So it's like, give everyone some grace and be thankful for what each person brings to the household.
Yeah.
Like, don't be like, oh, I do this, you don't do that. But they do something.
Yeah.
They help you somehow.
I don't know. Then he forgot to take out the trash the other day, and I was pretty upset.
Fuck him up. Put the trash on his bed.
But he did wash a lot of dishes yesterday, so...
Break a dish.
But that's what I mean. Like, you see what... like.
Yeah. Like, it's...
And that's not his only if he doesn't take out the trash, I'm more than capable of throwing out the trash myself. I'm not gonna, like...
It becomes a problem when you start doing comparisons and when you start competing. Mm-hmm. It's just like, that shouldn't be the case. This isn't a fucking marathon.
Yeah.
You know, like, if that continues, then obviously arguments are going to continue to have. Just bring what you can bring with whatever energy that you have. Vocalize if you don't have the rest of that energy, and we'll work something out.
Yeah.
Point blank and period.
Period.
And if you can't do that, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you, homie.
I agree. I love you, Gabriel Union.
Me too.
I was definitely venting about it, and you always gotta make sure your partner is on the same page, because if we're not on the same page, we got a problem with that.
Yeah.
But I know Lenny, like,
and Linda's a woman, so
yeah. So it's just, but you want to make sure that those things, like, so But he also, like, said he feels like the 50-50 thing never works.
It's not realistic.
Yeah.
It's not. And men, bring your machismo back down. Just bring it down a notch. I have a coworker. He says that his wife says that she never wants to be a stay-at-home mom, and that he said if she starts making bank, he'll be the stay-at-home dad, and he has no problem cleaning the house.
A lot of men say that.
Change the diapers. I feel it really is this new generation, because how many people, he's like in his early 20s, like how many people would look at him and be like, little punk ass bitch. Mm-hmm. But like, come on, what's the difference? You know, if she's bringing in the bread, he's taking care of the household. There is no specific. I mean, yes, when you think of the roles of who does what, you think the woman does the house stuff, you think the man does the hard labor. But who's to say who should do what?
Who's to say what's hard?
Yeah.
My heart may be hard for, Lenny, or vice versa. It's just everybody has their hard.
Yeah, some people can handle more physical, some people can handle more mental. It's just different.
Yeah. But
get woke.
There's women my age that are the breadwinners.
Yeah.
And their husbands still work, but again, the woman is the breadwinner. Maybe the guy takes care of their kids a little bit more than the mother because they're more available. And I don't know, it's not 50-50, but again,
it works out.
Yeah, it works out.
It balances out.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sorry if you hear my stomach growling.
Are you hungry?
A little bit.
I'm hungry too. But yeah, so just wanted to bring that up. Don't let anybody shame you. Okay? Don't let anybody shame you. Don't let anybody punk you. Alright? Say it with your fucking chest. That's right. But yeah.
Yeah. That was deep.
Okay. Our love-hate segment.
I hate allergies. I never know if I'm getting sick. We're in allergy season. I've been having mocos all day, every day. I feel a little in my throat, but I don't think I'm getting sick, and I just hate it. And this rash keeps coming back.
Did you put the ointment?
Yeah, it was going away for a while. I need to put it back on.
I think going along with yours, I hate this weather. We live in Utah. Blizzards last week, okay? Like, not like heavy blizzards, because we've had like actual blizzards, but like blizzard, okay? This whole week, it's gonna be in the high 60s, low 70s.
And it's March.
Like,
that's wild.
And then I do feel like Mother Nature loves Sundays. Doesn't love Saturdays. Sundays are usually the best weather day. And I'm like, I want to be out and bopping on Saturdays.
That's what she doesn't want you to do.
I'm out anyway, so just make it a good experience.
She wants you in church, praying to the Lord.
I don't want to be outside if the weather is good on a Sunday. I'm saying. So, yeah, I can't with the weather. I'm like, I don't know what to wear anymore. And this is why, like, Utahns are known to wear, like, a hoodie, shorts, and, like, some Ugg boots.
No, that's not an excuse. Stop doing that shit.
I'm just saying, like, you get mixed up.
Yeah.
How many people at Walmart...
I used to do that in junior high.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah,
Should I would still do it. But there's people at Walmart that go in... This doesn't make sense to me. They go in with a big coat, shorts, and then sandals.
Mandals.
Yeah.
Ugh, stop showing your patas, people. Especially if they're ugly. You know if your patas are ugly. Don't show them.
Yeah, so, I don't like the weather.
Yeah.
What do you love?
I love, I've been recently rocking my natural hair lately. Like the waves. It's kind of wavy. Some parts are more curlier than other parts. So I've been rocking it more lately. So I've been really liking my hair lately when I do that.
What hair products have been doing it for you? Share with the people.
I've been experimenting with some products. I feel like gel is too heavy for my hair, and I don't like that it leaves like that hard cast. I want more of like that natural look. So I used the Shea Moisture Curling Enhancing Cream. I run it all through my hair, and then I use like a detangler comb and go through it, and then I scrunch it just a little bit just to get the form going while it's still wet.
With your hands?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I let it dry like 80 to 90%, and then I kind of do the praying hands with mousse on it.
The praying hands?
Yeah, like I just put it over. Like over.
Like this?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're clapping?
Yeah. Well, I don't like squish it, but I just like...
You let it slide it down?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
interesting.
carefully. Well, because the scrunch is already there. And then my girlfriend recently bought me a diffuser. Thank you. And then I go and, diffuse it, give it a little volume. And,
You don't add hairspray?
I do a little bit, but I don't use like the strong hairspray. It's like a little bitch ass hairspray.
Oh, okay. A light hold.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then some hair oil.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. For what? To make it look wet or like...
No, just to give it like the... I feel
Natural?
like everything hair just needs hair oil.
Oh.
To give it that shine.
I feel like lately I can't do that with my hair. Even like the leave-in conditioner stuff that I was using, I had to stop because my hair has been so oily, but also my scalp dry.
I think it's to give it that shine because I obviously have... I mean, you can't tell right now. I have blonde hair.
Oh, that's true.
So it can look fried easily, but yeah.
That's fair. Okay, well, my love is me. I feel like I am so adorable. I am so cute. Like, there's a lot of moments where I feel like I hate myself. Like waking up at the gym at 6 a.m. I'm like, why do you do this to yourself? But then there's times like this weekend where I'm like, bitch, you are that girl. You always been that girl. You always are gonna be that girl. I cannot wait to be a mother because I feel like I'm gonna be the cutest mom. Can you imagine me and my little girl with our little pink dresses? Cute. So I love me because I will and forever be that bitch.
Be that bitch, still that bitch, always gonna be that bitch.
Literally. So I wish nothing but the best for everyone. I hope everyone has the same confidence as, I sometimes do.
Yeah, literally.
Sprinkle a little bit for everyone. But yeah. Follow us on TikTok.
Yes.
Please like and subscribe. Follow us on Spotify. Spotify's a little bitch sometimes, so my apologies for the delay in podcasts uploads. But yeah, follow us on there. Leave us some comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Bye!